Today on Two Brunettes A Gay, we are joined by the incredible Timothy David, an award-winning director and creative mind behind some of the most iconic viral campaigns in history. Now he's turned his talents back home to bring us the epic film Kangaroo Island, already being called one of the best Australian films in years, and we can attest to that. We saw it on Wednesday night and it was absolutely brilliant. Timothy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming to the show as well.
Loved it. Now, we have seen it, but our audience might not have. Mm-hmm. So tell our listeners Kangaroo Island. What is it about? Why should they go and see it? What is the film?
Oh, you'd think I'd have a good rehearsed answer for that. Unrehearsed is the best answer. The log line is this woman, Lou, is on a downward spiral in life. She's called back to Kangaroo Island by her father, so she reluctantly goes back, almost accidentally goes back to the island where she has to confront some issues that tore their family apart years ago. Yep. But if you're asking what the film is really about, it's really about it's about our experience with life as it is beautiful and traumatic. So we all go through life and it can be the most traumatic experience at times, and then we go through life and it can be the most beautiful experience in life. And how do we grapple with that? And why do we, as animals on the planet, always seek meaning? Why do we want to know the answers? Why do we believe in God? Why do we not believe in God? Why do we give up? Why do we turn bad? Why we could? It's all those questions that Sally, the writer, sort of put down into this screenplay and just created this really nice narrative where someone has gone through a trauma, which we don't see in the film, because who wants to see horrible things happen? No one. So it's about her experience coming out of that and the reconciliation with her family. And we really wanted to create a story where there is no reconciliation for something this rough, yet somehow they manage it. And that's the journey, and that's what the story is about. But I should say there's also humour. Well, you can attest to that too.
But I was absolutely cracking myself over. It was so funny, so beautifully written. But this story could have been shot anywhere in the world. And you chose Kangaroo Island as the base. Why Kangaroo Island?
We love Kangaroo Island. So I lived here in 2004, and we bought a property in 2016. My wife, Sally, who wrote the film, is Canadian. We spent 20 years in America, and every time we came back to South Australia, we just fell more and more in love with Kangaroo Island because you really feel detached from not only the mainland Australia, but from the world. And I think it's something about it being an island. It just is so beautiful, and you're just reminded that you're an animal amongst animals there because animals just roam freely everywhere.
Is that your house that we see in the movie? Because
wish.
It is so beautiful, and I want to know, can we rent it? Yeah. Can we Airbnb it? Like, what's going on with that house? It's incredible.
I can only say so much about that house. We did Airbnb it. I was introduced to that house through a friend, an investor, and I said to the guy as we were sitting on the patio having a glass of wine, could we shoot a film here one day? And he said, yeah, sure. And little did he know that we were serious and capable of pulling it off. So, cut to 3 years later, there we are. No, it's a beautiful property. It is available. I can't tell you where it is. But it's on the north coast of Kangaroo Island. And we do have a property that's probably about 15 k's away. That's also in the film. It's where the wedding rehearsal is. I wish that was our place, but it's not. But there's so many beautiful places. If you want a beautiful place to stay in Kangaroo Island, Snelling's Beach, around that area, Stokes Bay.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Kangaroo Island is, I guess, super popular for tourism, but it was interesting that you guys were mentioning on the night that South Aussies are probably like the lowest amount of tourists that go to KI.
I think the most are Germans. Germans love Kangaroo Island for some reason.
Really? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so I've been told a few times.
That is super interesting.
Okay, I want to ask, obviously Kangaroo Island is stunning, but it's remote. What challenges did you actually face in filming?
There were plenty.
Yes.
There were so many. I think I was originally told not to film there because it was an island. And if the camera breaks, because when you shoot a film of this, I guess, quality, when you want the best lenses in the world and the best cameras in the world, they don't exist in Adelaide. So if the camera breaks on Kangaroo Island, you're kind of stuffed. And it costs about $1,000 a day to shoot. So if everyone's doing nothing. Mm-hmm. So that was a challenge. So to solve that, we had 2 cameras. And having 2 cameras meant, well, all right, if I've got these 2 expensive cameras, I may as well use them both at the same time because we're shooting 100 scenes in 23 days, which is a lot.
Wow. So
then I got this guy, B camera, who'd never shot a film before, a young guy, Nick Frame, super talented, and my cinematographer, Ian McCarroll, approved him, and so we worked together just to capture it. But that's an example of a challenge that then became a big benefit to the film because I stopped treating every shot like it was super important, and then just thought, let's just make sure the actors' performances are super important. I've got 2 cameras; they get what they get, and we move on. And that created a very natural style of film, I think, in the end, that we benefited from.
Yeah, definitely was natural. Now, what was your favourite moment in filming this whole
I was asked that recently, and I don't have one. I just have a least favourite. I have like 5.
Oh, what's the least favourite? Even better. Let's do it.
It was like midnight. We had a snake in a car.
Oh, my God.
It was freezing cold. The nicest guy in the world came to bring the snake. It was around the corner at Stokes Bay Wildlife Centre.
You had a snake charmer.
Had a snake charmer who had just had a baby the night before, or his wife did, I should say, as my wife keeps telling me. And so he was there until midnight, probably from midnight until 2 with this massive python, and we were trying to make it look like a black copperhead or a tiger snake, and it was white with crisscrosses on it, and so it was completely the wrong snake, and that was a disaster. But it was just so cold, it was so windy, we couldn't get the lighting right for the moonlight, and we had this big expensive light crane that wasn't doing what we wanted it to, and it was just tough. And making a film and shooting that many scenes in that many days, it just makes everything tough. There's actually no time where you go, wasn't that great fun?
Yeah,
it's just exhausting.
It's just getting through it. Like, you literally have to just get through it.
And I love, for me, the process I like, if I read a script, I love it. I set a Spotify list on, and then I start drawing little thumbnails, and I start imagining the scenes, and that's so much fun.
Yeah.
And then you plan to shoot to capture your imagination and your vision, and that's when everything goes wrong, so you have to problem solve all the time.
Yes.
So that's tough but interesting. It's fun when things go right, and typically everything does go right. You just have to solve it until it does. But then the most fun for me is in the edit, because I love editing, and so I had a co-editor, Jamie Russity, who's great. He used to work for me in New York. He's in Sydney. And, we would just bounce back files and things, and when you see at things like a dinner conversation that goes for 8 minutes, 2 cameras firing at anyone and everyone, and then you put it in the edit and you just cut to whoever you want to, and you see it actually come together the way that it did in this very chaotic way where people are in focus, out of focus, they're getting up to the fridge, they're getting a beer, the dog's barking. There was a really good chaos to it that I guess if I look back, I'd say that was satisfying. I wouldn't say anything was fun, but certainly satisfying, yeah.
Because there's a lot of blood, sweat and tears, obviously, that's gone into the production, but also getting the movie shown. We were just talking off air about getting it into theatre. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, it's a tough world out there. There's, there are gatekeepers, and then there are gatekeepers to the gatekeepers. So you have a film that's a quality drama, and firstly, on script, everyone just says, we're not going to show that, even no matter, one, you're not going to get any investment for it, and 2, no one's going to play it because it's an Australian drama, and the subject matter is the meaning of life and all that kind of stuff. That's not edgy, and we decide we're going to make it anyway because I know it's going to be good, or it's worth a shot. You never really know. But and then when we got it made, it was a lot of I don't think it's not really fitting the agenda of. And there's still some cinema chains that just who should have played it, who just refused to. And then Wallace and Hoyts came on board pretty early. They said, no, this is a great film, let's play it. So that was good. But there seems to be a festival agenda and an agenda of some of the film snobbery world where it's like, if that's not, I think they're mistaking edgy subject matter for good story. Yeah. Like the edginess should come from the story.
Political rather than the actual storyline itself, maybe?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A lot of that. And there seemed to be, once you'd made a movie and you submit it to festivals, the questionnaire and the things you have to fill out have nothing to do with your movie. It's all to do with your personal life. And it's like, have a look at the film, because the film talks to everybody. And yes, I'm a white male over 50, not great. But the film speaks to absolutely everyone, as you guys can attest.
It so does. No, I find this really interesting because I would call myself a movie person. You know how there's people that will watch series and there's people who watch movies? Yeah. I'm a movie person. I don't like series because then I feel like you can just, your life gets lost in them sometimes, I like a movie, you can sit down for a couple of hours and then it's done and then I'm...
Get resolution.
Yeah, that's right, and then I'm not attached and I don't, waste my life away in front of a screen. It's more of a switch-off thing, right?
Yeah.
And I find this really interesting interesting because I'm increasingly more and more feeling like everything I watch, and I say this with all due respect to the people out there that are making some of the films, because this is not everything, but there is just a large quantity of things that make me feel like I'm watching this going, do they think that people are getting dumber? Because it's just everything seems the same story, the same effects, the same... Generic. It's just generic, and I'm like, my mind doesn't resonate with this. I want something that makes me think when I watch, 100%. And that's what I loved the most about this film.
So
because following it a little bit, and I was like, wait, so did that? Does she have that? I don't know.
You probably heard Deanna whispering in the cinema on Wednesday. Hang on, is that the husband? Is that?
Yeah. And Aaron was like, you guys talked the whole time. And I was like,
it's such an Italian thing. But do you know, I found funny. At the end, I found it's a beautiful ending, but I also think it breeds opportunity for a sequel. I've got a proposal for you.
Yes, always.
You've got three talented cabaret actors, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Wait. You have a proposal and money, right?
Yeah. We'll work for free. Yeah. We'll actually pay you. We'll pay you
to take us.
Right. So I've got a sequel idea, and it's we can do it really cheap. It's local. Granite Island.
Oh,
I think we could make that work.
It could be like the story of people and penguins.
People and penguins.
Penguins and penguins. Right. I feel like that would sell.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to get down and see it. The film is Kangaroo Island. It started showing on Thursday, 21st of August. It is in cinemas now, and trust our opinion when we say this is one not to be missed.
Thanks,
Timothy, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best on the week ahead and everything else that you're working on, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Top up your cup. We'll be back after this break. Hey everyone, it's Deanna, Celeste and Aaron here, or as you know us, Two Brunettes and A Gay.
Join the weekend happy hour at a new day and time every Saturday at 11 a.m.
This is for your mimosa. This is the most riveting radio. Brunch in
Well, it just was only on Saturdays.
Oh my God,
87.6
that was incredible.
FM, Radio Italia. Could talk for ages. We could talk to him for ages.
Hours. Yeah.